get set, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying?
And while they were here, they always wore masks.
Whenever you start talking about anything to do with energy in the martial arts, you're going to have some naysayers and doubters, and you're going to have people that think it's just spooky and that it doesn't exist. I don't fall in that camp. However, whenever you talk about energy outside of the martial arts, on the other end of the extreme, you have some people who believe that you can solely just rely on energy and not ever have to get physical. And I don't subscribe to that view either. However, I will say this, that you can minimize or avoid 99, probably 0.91% of the encounters that you may have as a civilian by being sensitive to energy. So I'm going to put a link in the description below to the video that I guess you could say I'm responding to, or that I'm giving a counter argument to, but I'm really not, because there's only like 0.1% of what I don't agree with in there, because I just know better. But I think it's still worth the whole listen. So I'm going to put a link to that video below rather than do sound bites, because I think you should go through the whole thought process of listening to it, even though I know personally that you can't 100% rely on energy. But I would be remiss in saying that in terms of energy, it's not just in terms of chi building and, you know, throwing chi blasts at people. That's not what I'm on, even though I do energy building a few times a week myself. Actually doing the energy building techniques, practicing your forms, and going after the internal aspects of the martial arts will make you more sensitive to other people's intentions, whether you believe it or not. It's still not 100% guarantee that you will read people's intentions to the point that you will never ever be attacked. Now, what can also reduce you being attacked is, in addition to that, I think you got to have a moral frame. You got to have a moral compass or background. Mine is Christianity. Yours is going to be Christianity or whatever you choose to be, because the better you treat people, the better you carry yourself, the more types of moral people that you choose to hang around, that can and does reduce the violence that you're going to encounter. But, however, it is not a guarantee. It is definitely not a guarantee. If it was a guarantee, then are we going to always blame people who were victims of the knockout game? The knockout game is one phenomenon, in addition to people attacking people because they're Asian, in addition to people being attacked because of their race, of other races. If we look at the knockout game, you can't necessarily say that people got hit by no pun intended, in the knockout game just because they have tapped into the world's fear. No, it was because somebody snuck up on them and decided to hit them. Now, I remember I used to think that the knockout game didn't exist because I never fell for it. But one night, I guess you can call it the Holy Spirit, revealed to me all those times when people did try to sneak up on me, and I didn't even realize it, because back then especially, my intuition and radar was so up, I could even be walking around with headphones on and I could tell when somebody was coming up behind me. I just managed to short circuit it so fast, and I short circuited it so fast because of my training and practice, that I would turn around way before they could get in range to even do anything. I'd just look at them and I'd say, "What? Can I help you?" And they'd back off, and I was just like, these people are being weird, and I just kept going. So I was wrong in thinking that, oh, well, there is no such thing as this knockout game thing because it never happened to me. No, it's because I managed to shut it down. And people that have been a victim of it, I'm not saying that I'm better than them. I never do that. They unfortunately got attacked. So being sensitive to energy does prevent things. But yet and still, with me, just like the last time I got attacked, which was, I think, a couple of years ago now, I have managed to reduce by being sensitive to energy, being as spiritual as I can. I'm certainly not a saint by any means. Yes, that can squash, reduce, you're not in harmony with, you don't invite in a lot of violence and negativity. But there was still that 0.09% of negativity that was out there that managed to still insist on getting its way through. And when that got through and I did get attacked, I didn't have to hit back. I was just able to move because of all the practicing that I've done. I was able to literally move around the attacker, make the attacker dizzy, and keep walking without pretty much missing a beat. And that is what training in the martial arts can do for you. It can get you to the point where you may not even have to put hands on a person, and you can still protect yourself. Now, is that going to happen on day one? No. Have you failed because you've had to put hands on somebody? No. But it can start you on that path. And even if, dare I say, and I hope you don't have to, but there's a thing with a lot of stuff that's, especially that's karate based, when people talk about empty hand this, empty hand that. If you have to wrap your empty hands around a weapon of any kind, whether it's, what the algorithm would bleep me for saying as a weapon or not, if you have to wrap your empty hands or your empty finger around a weapon to defend yourself, I'm not mad at you. You do what you need to do to protect yourself and to defend yourself, because at the end of the day, I'm not there. You're there, you're in a situation. I hope you use your best judgment. But to say that you can rely 100% on energy, you can't. But to also say that you can never rely on energy and that you always have to go physical and it always has to come down to something physical, that's not true either. This is a case where the truth of the whole matter lies in between. And I'm not going to throw salt on people who lean to more the physical way. I'm not going to throw salt on people who feel like they're 100% spiritual. I'm going to tell the truth as I see it, and this is the truth as I see it. So take a look at the original video and leave your thoughts here. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people that talk about the martial arts in peace. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.